Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight for the 2020 CISS Golden Wolves Awards Ceremony. A lot has changed since our last award show. The simple fact that I'm here and you're somewhere staring at a screen watching this is a testament to that. I sincerely appreciate you taking the time to join us tonight as we celebrate our year in sports. And while it goes without saying that there are far more serious and important matters than sports happening around the world right now, for many of us, myself included, sports are a big part of our lives and serve as an escape from the hustle and bustle of our everyday routines. It's a part of our lives that has been missing for many months, so I think it's important that we still take the time now to reflect back on another great year of CISS Athletics. Over to you, Jackie and Annie.
Thank you, Mr. Zinger. Alright, let's get the 2019-2020 Golden Wolves Award ceremony going here.
Annie and I are happy to be your MCs for the evening, and just like all of you, we are excited to see who wins all of this year's awards.
Unfortunately, due to the occurrence of COVID-19, the Athletic Council is hosting our annual awards night online. However, that does not mean we cannot have fun and enjoy the show, right?
Of course. First off, on behalf of the Athletic Council and Mr. Zinger, we would like to extend big thank yous to the following people for everything they do for us behind the scenes. The Board of Directors, Ms. Wan, Mr. Dam, Ms. Tao, and Mr. Hoi Nguyen. The CISS Leadership Team, led by Ms. Cheryl, Mr. Spencer from BCIS, all of our coaches and teachers, our ASO support staff, Ms. Trian, Mr. Thai, Ms. Glassy, and certainly but not least, all of our parents.
Also, a big welcome to the stars of today's show, you, the athletes. Thank you all for joining us here this evening. We know that this has been a hectic year for our athletics program here at CISS, so we really appreciate those of you who can join us tonight.
Alright, let's begin celebrating all of our athletic achievement during the 2019-2020 school year.
It's hard to beat a person who never gives up, said Babe Ruth. And during the 2019-2020 school year, our athletes showed their enthusiastic dedication and hard work throughout both the fall and winter seasons.
We all know that training can be extremely tough and tiring, but we have all laughed and cried through the games and tournament.
Teammates can be tough too. Like, oh my god, sometimes you can't stand them for missing a golden opportunity to win or score a point. But please do remember that a loss is only a loss if you don't learn anything from it.
Even with everything ending the way it did, I bet you can still remember your moments of pride being a Wolf.
And all those smiles, victories, and fun experiences too.
All the time with your teammates and coaches will always be in your memory boxes.
So even though the seasons are finished, the competitors in each and every one of us still exist. Now let's move on to our favorite part, the awards!
This year, the Athletic Council is pleased to honor a total of 34 teams who have dedicated their time and effort to do something we are all passionate about, sports. We are now going to call up on screen the coaches of each team to share their favorite moments with their team.
The coaches will then announce the most improved player and the most valuable player awards for their teams. We will start with our U9 teams and then end with our oldest, the U19 teams.
Athletes, please note that while you are winning the awards today, we cannot hand you the award through the screen. So you will need to remember to go to see Mrs. Zinger in room A201 to claim your trophies.
Alright, let's get into it.
Hi, this is Coach David.
And this is Coach Ben.
And we are the coaches for the 2019-2020 cross-country team. This year we had the pleasure to coach many wonderful athletes. We are very proud of them and what they have given us and what they put in.
And we're here to introduce, we're going to start off with our U9 boys. We're going to be talking about the MIP, the most improved player, and the MVP, the most valuable player. So in U9, this MIP, this athlete worked really hard all year. as all our most improved players do. However, in this case, this student was just incredible. You know, he was trying every day. He would start off the run saying, "Oh, Mr. Ben, I don't know if I can do it." And he'd finish off the run saying, "Oh, Mr. Ben, that was super easy. I knew I could do it." And we're gonna award the MIP to Kevin. Congrats, Kevin. Great job, buddy.
All right, for the U9 boys MVP, this student came to practice every day and worked very hard. He led by example by putting a very good effort. By pushing himself, leading the pack, he made other students work hard to follow in his steps. He always showed up every time and put in a great performance. The MVP for U9 boys is Kwan. Congratulations, Kwan.
Way to go, buddy. All right, everybody. So now we're going to be talking about the U9 girls, most improved and most valuable players. So this student on the U9 girls team, she really tried hard every single practice. You know, we'd always know where she was at. We'd watch her run around and she would be just head down doing her best. And it was really, really great to see the effort that she put in. And it really improved. You know, her first run at the beginning of the year, it was all right. And as she continually ran every practice, by the end, it was like night and day. Her times just shot up. So our most improved player for the U9 girls cross-country team was Kitty from BCIS. Way to go, Kitty. Great job.
All right, next up for the U9 girls most valuable player, we have a girl who came out to practice every time and put in 100%. She did very well in all her runs, giving it her all every single time. She led by example, she modeled for other students, she listened well to coaches, and really showed true characteristics of what a good leader ought to be. During our competitions, she plays quite well, and she put in a really competitive effort. So for our MVP award for U9 girls is Angela.
Way to go, Angela. All right, so now U9 is said and done. We're going to move to the U11 boys and girls cross-country team. So starting off with the U11 boys most improved player. This runner was a little hesitant when he first came to our first tryout. He showed his heart, he showed his commitment, so we welcomed him to the team. And as each practice went on, seeing his improvement was wild. He was having a rough time at the beginning, and by the end, he was running the entire track without much of any trouble whatsoever. You could see the smile on his face as he made these improvements, and he had the success. So we're happy to award the U11 boys MIP to Peter from BCIS. Way to go, Peter.
All right, next up for MVP U11 boys. So this student, he's a quiet boy, but each time he came out, always gave a great effort in all his runs. He never complained, he just did it. And he always ran very well, pushing himself each time, showing the true spirit of an athlete. So MVP award goes to Ken. Congratulations, Ken.
All right, and now on the girls' side of the U11 cross-country team. So this individual for MIP, she worked extremely hard. It was really heartwarming to see because a lot of the time, you know, she would just make the effort to run at her own pace. She wouldn't try and run as fast as she could to keep up with her friends or run really, really slow to conserve energy. She was running at the pace that she could maintain consistently throughout. And we just saw that pace slowly creep up, get faster and faster. And again, you know, we saw the excitement when she kept finishing the practice runs, faster and faster time. So the MIP for the U11 cross-country girls team is Bon Bon. Way to go, Bon Bon. Great job.
All right, for the U11 girls MVP. So this girl, she has a quiet demeanor, but she always exemplified great leadership by leading by example. So this student, every practice, she always ran her hardest. She never let up, and she really paced herself very well. Through practice, she were able to run throughout all the laps consistently without a very minimal time of slowing down or walking. She kept pushing herself and keep pushing herself forward. During CSAC, our girls actually had some great success. They placed third overall at CSAC, so that's a big accomplishment. And this student was a big part of that. And the MVP award goes to Philomena. Congratulations.
There you go, Philomena. Awesome job. Now we keep moving up. Now we're going to be talking about the U14 boys and girls cross-country team this year. So looking at the most improved player, the MIP for the U14 boys team. This individual gave it 100% of the time. He was prone to injury, and that didn't stop him. We'd see him running his heart out no matter what was happening to his body. And it always blew my mind. It always blew Mr. David's mind. So we'd really love to award the U14 MIP award to Dipper.
Okay, we have for U14 boys MVP. So this student had a slow start, but increasingly week by week, he came out more and really practiced hard and trained very hard. He has a great athletic skill, and through his efforts, he was able to make great improvements. At one point, he started clocking his time, keeping track of his time. He kept pushing himself to beat his time each run, and that showed a great competitive spirit. He also did very well at our CSAC championship, and this student for MVP U14 boys goes to Justin from BCIS. Congratulations, Justin.
So the last group, the last team we're going to be rewarding the MIP and MVP to is the U14 girls team. So this MIP on the U14 girls cross country team, she was very quiet at the beginning of our practice. But again, she kept her head down, she kept trying her hardest, and she even acknowledged to me and Mr. David how she felt herself improving and felt herself getting better. And we are really happy to award the MIP to Cherry from BCIS. Way to go, Cherry.
All right, last but certainly not least, we have our U14 Girls MVP Award. This student was a workhorse for our team. Every practice, she gave her all. She powered through, even though she was tired or struggling, she kept pushing herself each and every time, leading by example, inspiring others to push themselves. Even when she's panting and heaving, she keeps on going and never gives up. That shows great perseverance and great excellence in our running program. So the MVP U14 Girls Award goes to Sophie.
Way to go, Sophia. Fantastic job.
Sports team that is actually many sports combined into one. Track and field isn't just running, it's not just throwing, it's not just jumping. To be a track and field athlete, you need to be a triple threat. You need to be determined. You need to work every muscle in your body. And it is so impressive to me that we can have people who can sprint, who can run long distance, who can throw a ball farther than the eye can see, and who can jump across the sand pit like they're flying in the sky. Track and field is one of those sports where there's something for everyone. And we had so many people come out to tryouts this year. Over 100 students across CISS came to try out to make just 8 spots per team. That's right, and our team consists of the U9, U11, U14, and U19 teams. Now, this year, track and field was a little bit different. because we didn't have a big multi-school-wide competition. However, that didn't stop us. People came out week after week after week to train, to improve their sprinting, their running, to improve their long jump, their javelin, their shot put, and every day, myself and the rest of the coaches were blown away by how much each and every single athlete improved. My highlight of the season was our last day of track and field, where we had a school-wide competition. All of the track and field athletes that had made it onto the team came out to compete against each other to see who was the best at CISS. It was an amazing few days of competition, and we had so much fun, and I know that all of us are so proud of how hard you all work to improve yourself. Track and field is one of those sports where you can really look at how much you've improved and see how much farther you've jumped and how much farther you've thrown and how much faster you've gone. And I believe that each and every one of the athletes on the CISS 2019-2020 track and field team improved across all of their sports.
Hello. My name is Coach Brent, and I'm going to be presenting the U9 Track and Field Awards. Before I do, I just want to say thank you to all of the track and field athletes this year for putting in a really great season, a really fun season. It was enjoyable to be working with everyone, and I hope to see you next year on the track or on the field. So our first award for the U9 goes to the hard-working MVP, and this one is Kang. Good job, Kang. Next up is the boys U9 Most Improved Player, and this is for Ni. Ni, excellent job this year. Next up is the girls. We have our girls MVP, which goes to Gyu Ri. Excellent work this season. And the last one that I want to present is the girls Most Improved Athlete, and this one goes to Anna. Anna, Gyu Ri, Ni, and Kang, thank you to those 4 athletes for putting in tremendous work, and to all the other U9 boys and girls who are in track and field this year, and I look forward to working with everyone again next year.
And first I will talk about the U11 boys. Now, we have an MIP who has so much heart and cares so much about improving himself and really wants to do all the sports. Doesn't want to just run or just jump, just throw. Always wanted to do everything that he could. In particular, the thing that I saw him improve so greatly on this year was his throw. From javelin to ball throw, he really improved leaps and bounds. I think his ball throw was almost double at the end than it was at the beginning. And I even had a little competition with him, and I don't know about you, Sonic, but I'm pretty sure you can say now you are a better thrower than me. I'm so proud of you, and I really think that you deserve MIP. So great job, Sonic. Moving on to MVP. We had a U11 boy athlete come out, and he lined up on that sprinting line, and he sprinted so fast. He won the sprint. And then we did some long distance. And he was winning the long distance run. And that's when I saw his long jump. And boy, oh boy, it was across. It almost was at the end of the sand pit. And then he went to throw. And his throw went over my head. And I just couldn't understand how I had never noticed this athlete. But it was because he was brand new to our school. And he is such an amazing athlete, even competes outside of the school in track and field. And so I'm so proud to be offering the award of Most Valuable Player to Bond. Great job, Bond. Moving on to the U11 female athlete, MVP and MIP. First, I'll talk about the MIP. I had the amazing honor of working with this athlete for 2 years in track and field. And when looking at the most improved player, I'm looking at the first time I ever saw them, so 2 years ago, to the point where they were at the end of this season, and it is amazing. This girl is so dedicated. She tries so hard. She's on time to every practice, and she is working until the very end. Her jump improved, her sprinting improved, her long distance improved. And I am so incredibly proud to have watched this journey. And the most improved athlete for the U11 girls track and field team is Christine. Last, we have the MVP, most valuable player for the U11 track and field team, for female track and field team. This athlete has always blown me away with how nonchalant she is. She just looks up, she comes to the starting line, doesn't seem that stressed, and then she is off. She's a sprinter, she's a long distance runner, but the thing that impressed me the most about this athlete is her jump, her long jump. She, by far, can jump farther than I can. She is quite an amazing athlete to watch. I love seeing how calm she is before any event, and how much she always, without a doubt, every single time performs and improves and performs way past my expectation for a grade 5 student. And this athlete is Isabella. Amazing job, ladies.
All right, on to our U14 Track and Field Awards for MIP and MVPs. We're going to start with our U14 Male MIP. Now, this award goes to an athlete who has worked extremely hard in all the practices. He showed extreme speed and determination throughout all of the practices. He also listened to his coach's advice and consistently showed that he wanted to improve, and he worked hard and focused. He's the exact type of athlete that we love to see at CISS. So this year's U14 Track and Field Male Most Improved Player is he. Congratulations. On to our MVP awards. Let's start with our U14 Female MVP. Now, this award goes out to someone who showed a lot of heart, courage, skill, and determination throughout the season. No matter how tough the situation, she always showed up, she had a great attitude, and she did her best to improve and to succeed. With skills such as speed, power, and endurance, she led the U14 female track team. As her teacher, I can also tell you that she is a fantastic student who demonstrates all the best qualities inside the classroom as well as an athlete. I'm extremely proud to award the Track and Field U14 Female MVP to Sally. Congratulations. Next up, we've got our male MVP for the U14 on the track team. So, some of the words that come to mind when thinking about this athlete are hard worker, great teammate, fantastic leader, amazing communicator, and of course, skills. Most of all, this athlete embodies all the qualities of a fantastic leader. From helping younger athletes to winning first place in every category that he competed in track, to keeping the entire team laughing, including the coaches, he had an epic season. I present the well-deserved U14 Track and Field MVP to Lex. Congrats.
For U19 girls, the most improved player on the track and field team goes to, drumroll, Tam. Congratulations, Tam. It was a pleasure having you on the team. Next up, we have the award for U19 Most Valuable Player Girls on the track and field team. The award goes to Anne, one of our most dedicated, caring, and reliable athletes. She came out to all the practices, tried her best, and ran her fastest. Congratulations, Anne. The award for Most Valuable Player U19 Boys Track and Field goes to an incredible athlete and a wonderful guy. A guy who brings all his energy every day, is a huge, strong, caring presence on the team, and was our captain this year at track and field. Congratulations, Alex.
to talk about one of the most amazing sports teams I have ever had the opportunity to see, let alone coach. And that was the U11 boys football team. And let me tell you, what a season we had. Last year, our boys won the B pool, which moved us up to the A pool. We were ready to fight against the hardest competition we had ever had. But we went in and we won our first game. In fact, we had no goals against us. And we kept going back and back and back, and we won over and over and over again. And it was truly amazing to see this group of boys come together. They might have been rambunctious and very loud and fun and crazy on the bus, but they played their hearts out on the field. Amazing defense and offense, with scoring over 10 goals in one game. In fact, my favorite thing about our season is that even though it was the first time in the A pool, we had an undefeated regular season. That's right, boys and girls, you heard it from me, undefeated. Our U11 boys football team won every single game, and it was amazing to watch. Now, my favorite moment from this season had to be when we were playing the American International School. We had gone to the American school, and our boys were just playing the best I'd ever seen them. In fact, it was the first half, and we were already up 9-0. So at halftime, I called the boys in and I said, you know, we're really dominating out there. Let's practice on passing. I don't want to see any more shots on net. We are just going to play our best that we can, pass the ball around, defend, but we don't need to score any more goals. And I said, unless the only reason you are allowed to shoot on net is if you use your head and if you score with your head. And I thought, oh wow, no way that's going to happen. Absolutely not. But believe it or not, Bob came in. We had a corner kick and he came in with his head and he headed it straight into the net to end up winning the game 10-0. It was amazing to watch, and we had so many moments like that in this year. With that being said, I think it's time to move on to most improved player. Now, everyone on the team did such an amazing job. I think they all deserve the most improved player. From the very first tryout to our last game, the skill, the speed, the conditioning improved with each and every single one of the members of the team. But one player really stood out in particular, and this player, I kind of started him back at midfield, but he had striker in him. He could run up and down those sides faster than the blink of an eye. He scored so many goals, and he blew me away with how much he improved each and every game. And the winner of MIP for the U11 boys football team is Bach. Amazing job, Bach, and also great job with the header. Next, it's time to announce the MVP, the most valuable player. And if any of you know the U11 boys football team, I think you all already know who this player is. The first time I saw this player was at the first tryout, and he just blew me away. My mouth was on the floor. I couldn't believe he had such an amazing soccer player at CISS. And this player, he would just turn around you. He could dribble through the entire team. He was good at corner kicks, at scoring, at passing, at defending. And he played almost every minute of every game, and he didn't give up, and he didn't get tired, and he really held our team together. And I don't think there's any point in dragging this on any longer because you all know who it is, and it is Long. Amazing job, Long. You are one of the best soccer players I've ever seen at this age, and I can't wait to hear how you do next year.
So I am here to present the most improved player for the U11 girls soccer. And this year the award goes to a player who might have screamed if the ball got close to her at the start of the season, but at the end of the season she was scoring goals, she was charging at the play, she had improved so much and was a very valuable team member. The award goes to Sarah. So congratulations, Sarah. Thanks for joining. It was really fun having you on the team. I hope you join again next year. So I am going to present to you the most valuable player on the U11 girls soccer team. The MVP award goes to someone who is so fun to watch while playing. Very skilled with their ball control. She scored multiple hat tricks during the season. That's over 3 goals in a game. And the award for most valuable player goes to Queenie. So congratulations, Queenie. You are truly a great player to have on the team, and I can't wait to coach you again in the future.
Thank you very much, CIS Athletic Council and Mr. Zinger, for inviting me here tonight to present our next award. Up next, we have the Under 14 boys basketball team. The Under 14 boys team worked hard the entire season. They showed up every practice ready to improve, did lots of running, and by the end of the year they had finished their season with an 8-2 record and were primed going into the CSAC tournament. I was extremely proud of how hard they all worked. They ended up winning their first 3 games of the tournament and easily advancing to the finals, where they would meet the ABC International School and have a little bit of an uphill battle against referees and some injuries that we had dealt with, and ended up just coming up shy of the first place and finishing second in the Pool B Championship. So once again, congratulations boys. It was a lot of fun coaching you this year. First, I'm going to present our most improved player for the team. Our most improved player was a grade 9 boy. He was easily one of the most dominant players in the league, and all throughout the year he showed up every practice, improved, and by the end of the season he was close to being our MVP. So congratulations goes to Hui for our most improved player. Good job, Hui. Okay, and last up is our most valuable player of the team. Our most valuable player was also grade 9. And unfortunately in the semi-finals of the CSAC tournament, he went down with an ankle injury. And if not for that, I think we would have had a real good chance of winning the tournament. He showed up and he led the team all throughout the season. So congratulations goes to Jerry, our most valuable player. Once again, congrats boys, and hopefully we get another crack next year.
So it's Coach Liam here.
Coach Jamie, welcome.
And we had a couple teams this year that really had us working hard and playing some good basketball. The U14 girls and the U19 girls.
So it was a lot of fun coaching you girls. All of you did an excellent job. So a bit of unfortunate how things have gone, but everybody worked very hard, and you should all be very, very proud of yourselves.
So for the U14 girls, we started off, I believe it was an 0-4 start. It was pretty tough to get the season going, but we ended up getting our first win in late September, and we're able to string together a few wins to end the season for the CSAC tournament.
Yep. U14 girls, they showed great resiliency. Said unfortunate started off not the best of starts, but a lot of people, a lot of teams, you know what? They could have packed it in and said, I don't want to play anymore. But they showed great heart, great spirit, and fought right to the end. And you know what? We came back and we ended the season 5-5.
Not a bad stat line. In terms of our MIP, we have Surrey. Now, when Surrey came out to tryouts, she's a tall girl. We knew we were going to use her near the hoop, down low, in the post. But she wasn't really confident in her shot. She was kind of, catching the ball a little too low, or catching it high and bringing it down, and not just going up for the shot when she had the opportunity. By the end of the season, though, she was one of our go-tos on offense. Passed the ball down low, Surrey kept her hands up. Practice makes perfect, and she was always finishing those close to the basket buckets.
It was a bit of work, but we had those plays at the end, just sort of toss it to Surrey, because she was a lot taller than everybody else, and just let her go to work and shoot over everybody. And she got lots and lots of baskets that way, so great job, Surrey.
So the MIP to Surrey. Now, with the MVP, we have a girl who was always hustling, always, both on offense and defense, always getting into play and never backing down. And our MVP was someone we always knew we could trust with the ball late in the game. And the MVP goes to
Marcy. Congratulations, Marcy, on the MVP. The tournament, I don't know what we would have done without you. You really stepped up when our sort of two starting point guards went down and couldn't play, and you came through and did an excellent job. Not your natural position, but you stepped up and helped the team when you could.
That's it. Marcy, a very versatile forward as well as a point guard. I'd like to say that she's the Magic Johnson of U14 girls. Play all 1 to 5, doesn't matter. Throw her in, she can play that position. So
a little LeBron James, you might not know who Magic Johnson is.
Yes, so I'm dating myself there. Anyways, great job, girls, on an excellent season.
Congratulations. You should hold your heads very high and be very proud of what you did.
So we also had the U14 table tennis team this year. So this happened in the winter and early spring before TET. So we had a lot of momentum as we got started late in the first semester into the first few weeks of semester 2. Our team was full of really new, excited players to table tennis, a lot coming from grade 8 and the same sort of classes, along with a few people that were more veterans and just honing their skills. Also, students ended up joining throughout the season to fill up the team. So we started with a small crew, and then just sort of every week we added in a few more players, which was great to see. Sort of all the excitement and energy that went into the table tennis game. So the games we were able to play against the other schools were a lot of fun. I think everyone enjoyed their time. They were challenging, but our team always had a positive attitude and never gave up. And we won some upsets, which was absolutely fantastic. That's all really you can ask for. So our MIP goes to someone who came to most of the games and practices and rose up the seating very quickly. If we had had more games or practices after TET, I definitely think that they would have been a force to be reckoned with, as they seemed to be just getting better every single time I saw them. I really hope as they get into grade 9 that they continue on with table tennis, because I think they've got a lot of promise as we go through the years. So our most improved player for U14 table tennis, our MIP, is Christian. Congratulations. And the other award we have is the MVP, so the most valuable player. Another difficult award to pick, as we had a wide mix of students, some are athletes that were really valuable in their own ways. So a lot that had some great individual skills, a lot that sort of were really valuable to the team dynamic. And those, I think, are two important things to sort of balance and consider when someone is very valuable to a team. So the MVP ultimately was someone who not only was a fairly skilled player on our team, but someone who was constantly asked to stay later after practice, never really wanted to leave the tables. I had to kind of shove them out the door a lot of the times and tell them they had to leave because there was no one to supervise them. But congratulations to this year's MVP, most valuable player, Bush. Congratulations. All right, so for everyone, so thank you U14s for working really hard this year. Thank you to those that really tried to make every single practice and every single game, despite a lot of different moving commitments that happened. Your dedication really didn't go unnoticed. There was a lot of really committed people to the team. Really excited to have a lot of you back in either the U14 or the U19 team next year. Let's make it big next year. All right, have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hello everybody, Coach Obi here again to present the award for MIP, Most Improved Player for the U14 Boys Football Team. So first off, I want to give a little shout out to my co-coach, Mr. Fook. Fook, you were a great help all season. It was a pleasure to have you. You did an excellent job working with the students. You helped me out in ways of translating that I never thought were possible, whether it was translating my words yelling from the sidelines so that the kids knew what was going on, or taking my coach's board over and re-explaining everything I just went over with the kids. So thank you for your help, and it was awesome having you this year. So the U14 boys football team, just like the other winter school teams, were unable to compete in CSAC this year due to the outbreak. The thought of not being able to use what we've practiced all year and show our strength in CSAC still haunts me to this day. But I encourage the boys to harness that anger and that energy that you guys have from not being able to participate in CSAC and use it towards our next season. Okay, we'll come back next year stronger and better than ever. So the boys went 7-2 during the regular season. They had an amazing season against some of the top teams in the league, and never having the opportunity to actually play the top team SSIS-A. So it was a great opportunity to get to work with each of you, get to know each of you, especially those athletes from across the street that I didn't have a chance to actually teach in the classroom. So this school displayed great strength in this sport. I had a lot of boys come back this year who have played in the past and who have shown amazing skills on the field. So I'm excited to see what next season will bring for football. Okay, so I have the honor of presenting the Most Improved Player Award. So this athlete was on my radar from the very first tryout. So if you didn't know, we had over 60 athletes try out in our first tryout. And he sort of sparked my interest right from the get-go. This athlete was a force in the field. His speed and ferocity were unmatched. Okay, he consistently fought for the ball until the very last minute of every single game. This guy would be covered in sweat, out of breath, okay, covered in dirt at the end of every game. He gave it 110% and never stopped. You definitely didn't want to get in the way of this athlete when he had the ball, and you definitely didn't want to be anywhere near him when he got mad either. So it's an honor to present the U14 Boys Football Most Improved Player Award from BCIS, Simon. Congratulations, Simon, and thank you so much for your hard work this season, and looking forward to seeing you next year as well.
Thank you very much, Mr. Obi. It is also my honor to work with you this year. I cannot imagine the team without you. You're always there for the boys, and you also cover my part when I cannot be there on the field coaching with you. And again, thank you very much. Also, congratulations to the team, even though we cannot participate in the CSAC this year and face the big teams. But just so you know, for Mr. Obi and myself, you guys are the best team in the city. And you guys give me the opportunity to work with such a talented and hardworking group. And I believe you guys taught me more than I could teach you guys. And I hope that next year I will see you all again playing either for U14 or U19, but still playing for Wolves. Coming up next, it is my honor to present the MVP. So this player, he's a small player, and usually a small player wouldn't choose to play as a defender. But this player stepped up his game, take the challenge, and show us his amazing skills on the field. Not only he showed us his how good he was at this game, but he also gave us the feeling of safety whenever we put in in the game. I believe I dropped my jaw a couple of times just watching him play out there. So I would like to present Tony for the most valuable player of U14 football team. Thank you, boys, and I hope I will see you guys soon. Have a great evening.
Hello everyone, I'm honored to be here to present the 2 athletic team awards for the U14 girls football team. The U14 girls football team was really an amazing team to be part of this year. This group of girls really came together, they believed in each other, they worked hard, they pushed each other, and they had some success along the way. Unfortunately, just as it looked like we were really meshing and we were hitting our stride, the season got canceled because of the circumstances, but you can't take away from this team what they achieved. So during the season we had certain challenges, one of those being a very short bench. So for those girls that did commit to the team, they really put in the effort, but most games we had 1 substitution. So really we were just, everybody was exhausted, tired on the field. They maybe got a minute break here or there. But you got to give the kudos to the whole team for really playing in circumstances where there was not a lot of breaks. Another challenge was that there was some tough opponents in the league, but we learned from losses and we learned from some of these other teams, and we finished the season with a win. So I think this was one of the best ways that we could have gone out, and this was against a tough opponent. But besides that, I think that something that summarizes this team is really the work ethic. And that comes from the team captain, that comes from all of the players. And everybody played a very important role in making sure that this team existed. Because without any of these girls, without one of them, we probably wouldn't have had a team. All right, so the first award that I want to introduce today is for MIP. The MIP for our football team is someone who came to me with a very positive spirit. They said, "Hey, Mr. Nick, I'm not much of a football player. I don't think I've really played before, but I want to come out for the team." And I said, "Yeah, we need girls, and your spirit is awesome. Your enthusiasm is great." And so this girl came out to the practices as much as she possibly could. She was always there in the games. But the thing that made her the MIP was her willingness to try in the practices, to take advice, to push herself. I remember after one of our breaks, she came back and she said, "Hey, Mr. Nick, you know what? I actually played around with the ball during this time off. I practiced." And you could really see it. And so her play improved so much from the first day to the final game. And she actually became quite a force to be reckoned with out there. And she would chase down the ball. She played super defense. And she was a big part of our team. So the MIP for this season, for the U14 girls football team, goes to Amy. Congratulations, Amy. You are a superstar. You rock. Thank you for letting me be part of your football experience here. Our second award tonight is for MVP. Now, when you think about MVP, maybe you think about, who's the top scorer? Who is the difference maker? But for me, an MVP for a team needs to be the gel that holds that team together, the glue. And so this person, it was somebody who was consistently at the practices, was consistently at the games. And not only that, they were always positive, they were kind, and they were a difference maker. I think they might be one of the only girls that had scored multiple goals in one game. They stepped up when it was necessary, and something else that's so impressive is this player is probably one of the smallest players in the league. And so that didn't let them stop them. They were willing to play defense against girls 2, 3, 10 times bigger than them. They were willing to do whatever it took to make sure that the team succeeded. And so it's with great pleasure, and this choice was very easy, that our MVP for this season goes to T. Congratulations, T. You are our MVP, and a shout out to the rest of the girls. Thank you so much for this amazing season and letting me be your coach. I really hope that you keep pursuing football in the future. Thank you.
Our U19 U14 U14 swim team had a fabulous season and really made a splash this year. For the first time in many years, we attended both the A and B pool meets and brought home lots of ribbons. Along with the younger swimmers who joined us for practice, we also participated in some friendly meets, and all of our swimmers made improvements over the season, with many posting personal best. Way to go, Wolves!
We'd like to honor some of our swimmers for their outstanding work this year. First category is Boys Most Improved Swimmer. This swimmer attended every practice and worked hard on his technique and fitness. He greatly improved both his form and speed over the season. Our most improved swimmer is Henry.
Our next award is for our Boys Most Valuable Swimmer. This swimmer was a strong team member and role model for our younger swimmers. He started out our U9, U11 season as one of our junior coaches and was preparing to mentor our youngest up-and-coming swimmers. In his season, he was one of the strongest swimmers on the team, winning the highest point-scoring boy in his age group at the CISS B pool meet. Congratulations, Khan. You're our most valuable swimmer. Our next award is for our girls' most improved swimmer. This swimmer came into swim team just barely being able to swim some of our strokes. Through hard work and perseverance, she learned all of the strokes that she did not already know and greatly improved her technique and speed. She worked hard at every practice and was always looking for feedback on how to improve. Our most improved swimmer is Aurora.
Our next category is Girls Most Valuable Swimmer. This swimmer attended every practice and helped to organize the other team members. At meets, she helped to get everyone ready to go to marshalling on time, as well as swim herself. She also was ready to be a junior coach and helped to organize the other junior coaches for the U9 and U11 tryouts. This swimmer had a number of top 3 finishes, even a speeding ticket at the CISS B pool meet. Our most valuable swimmer and team captain is Danielle.
We would also like to give a shout out to Sarah Dolan, as she was our only regular U19 swimmer. She worked very hard to improve her strokes, attended every meet, and even came out in the mornings to practice to help improve her strokes. Way to go, Sarah.
We were looking forward to an equally awesome season with our U9, U11 swimmers and had over 50 swimmers try out and make the team. And a number of our older swimmers were ready to act as junior coaches. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, our season ended before it really got started. We look forward to seeing you all back for the swim team next year. Go Wolves, go!
Hey, so the U19 table tennis team had a full exciting season this year, battling against some fierce teams and rivals that we had met over the past few years. Our team had a wide range of abilities, from those who had been playing for years and others very new to the sport who spent a lot of time practicing and honing their abilities, and you could see their improvement every single practice and every single game. So we did have a lot to be proud of during the season, and our CSAC was a little bit of a roller coaster with some incredible come-from-behind wins to some heartbreaking tiebreaker losses. So unfortunately, we couldn't pull out a podium finish, but as I said, our team has a lot to be proud of, and we are incredibly excited next year to play with even more teams as the ping pong sort of group expands over the next year into a larger league. A huge special shout out goes to our graduating athletes, Michael, Jackie, Tommy, and a special distinction to Chili and Hailey, who have been the backbone of the U19 team for many years, who are also graduating this year. Their skills and their positive attitude towards the game will be severely missed, and hopefully you all find some sort of varsity ping pong team in university. On that note, our MIP and MVP awards were pretty hard to give out since there were a lot of dedicated members of the team. Our MIP specifically is someone who arrived to every single practice ready to go and was constantly asking for more drills and more practice and more pointers from not only myself but other members of the team. And honestly, they were one of the main people that was showing a huge dramatic improvement every single time I saw them play. So they should be really proud of what they accomplished. So congratulations to this year's U19 MIP for table tennis, Zach. We also have another award, obviously, for our MVP. This is another that could also have been given out to many different athletes, so it was unfortunate just to have to pick one. So this athlete has been on the team for many years, practices constantly, and has been consistently the #1 seed on our team more often than not. So congratulations to our team MVP. Chili, congratulations. So for the both of you, Zach, our MIP, and Chili, MVP, congratulations to both of you. Very, very well done. And again, congratulations to the rest of our team. Hope to see those that are staying at CIS next year. For those that are graduating, good luck, and have a good rest of your school year.
Hey everybody, Coach Obi here, co-coach along with Mr. Zach for the U19 boys volleyball team. So a couple little tidbits about our season. So the boys played an incredible season this past year. They competed in A pool, playing against some of the top teams in our league, consisting of SSISA and ISHMIC as well. So the boys did a great job competing. They took some of those top teams to 3 sets even, and unfortunately came up a bit short in our CSAC matchup. But it was a fun, enjoyable season, getting to play and getting to know each of the boys individually. And I had a lot of fun being able to coach you guys, being able to get on the court with you and actually play with you as well, and even the times that I had to referee as well. So today I'm presenting the MVP award for the U19 boys volleyball. So a wise man once said you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Well, for our team, it could be argued that you miss 100% of the jump serves that you attempt. So there's certain players on the team. But this athlete was different. Okay, he knew when he could attempt a jump serve, when he could execute it properly, and when not to. He knew when to jump up at the net and smash the ball as hard as he could, and when not to in order to prevent a net violation. He knew when to try and be fancy behind with his behind the back set, which was never during a game, and when to just set normally like the way we taught you throughout the season. So there's generally a stigma associated with this position always receiving this MVP award. However, this player was outstanding in all aspects of the game. So anything from serving to hitting, and of course his primary role, setting. So it's an honor to present the U19 Boys Volleyball MVP Award to the one and only Jackie. Congratulations, buddy, and well done.
The U19 Boys Volleyball Most Improved Player was someone who was new to the sport this year and showed tremendous improvement throughout the year. He constantly worked hard in practice and was always looking at ways to get better. By the end of the season, he had earned a starting role and was incredibly productive, both offensively and defensively. The 2019-2020 U19 Boys Most Improved Player is Chris.
I'm Mr. George, coach of the CIS U19 girls volleyball team. I remember our very first tryouts back in mid-August. We only had 3 players returning from last year's championship team, Yao, Julie, and Susan. The other girls trying out were very young. Most were only in grade 7, 8, and 9. And the older girls that were in grade 10 and 11 either have very minimal volleyball experience or have never played volleyball before. I remember thinking to myself, how in the world are we going to compete in Pool A with such a young and experienced team? Once the team was made, we couldn't go right into the strategies of the game. I had to go back to the very basics. We had to work on fundamentals first. I had to teach the girls how to pass, footwork, positions, etc. Progress was very, very slow at first. And of course, our first 2 games were against our nemesis, SSIS, who were very tall and very experienced. As expected, we lost both games in straight sets. However, immediately after those 2 games, things started to click and fall into place. The girls stepped it up, became more comfortable and confident, and we started winning. SSIS would end up being the only school we lost to during the entire regular season, proving to everyone, and especially to ourselves, that we deserve to be an A-pool team. In the CSAC tournament, the girls battled and left everything on the court. We had a couple of key injuries, and ultimately we lost in the semifinals and came in second squared. So in other words, 4th. I'm so proud of you girls this season, and it was such a pleasure for me to be your coach. You showed me pride, leadership, determination, grit, and drive. Our team made quantum leaps during the season, and the team we ended up with by the end of the season was several levels better than the team we started with. I had a blast coaching our team, and I hope you had fun being part of our team as well. Now on to the awards. Our MIP this year showed tremendous growth throughout the season. Within our very short 2-month season, she developed from someone who has never played volleyball before into a must-have player on the court. I only wish I can watch her develop even more next season. Our most improved player is, drum roll please, Rose. Congratulations, Rose. Now, on to our MVP, our most valuable player award. This was a tough and very painful decision to make. I had 2 standout players who not only stepped up their games this year, but also stepped up as leaders and mentors to our very young and inexperienced team. I was very lucky to have you both on my side. You definitely made my job much, much easier. You both know who you are. As a tandem, these 2 were like Michael Jordan for the Bulls. They led by example, pushed their teammates to elevate not only their game and their skills, but also their mindset and determination. They demanded excellence from their team. Sometimes that meant giving some tough love to teammates. And sometimes that can be seen or perceived negatively. But just like MJ and Kobe, they made everyone around them better. Their teammates may not appreciate the tough love at the moment, but they are ultimately thankful for it in the end, and it made our team that much better. Our team MVP this year is, drum roll please, Yao and Susan. You both deserve and have earned this award. I couldn't give it to just one of you. Thank you for everything that you have done this season, both for myself and for the team. Congratulations to you both.
Speed, strength, accuracy, stamina, fun. What sport could I be describing? Obviously only one, badminton. Although cut short, our U19 badminton season was a memorable one. The team had no shortage of skill, they were highly competitive, and won all of our friendly tournaments but one.
All the players showed dedication and commitment by showing up and working hard at each and every practice. They really were a joy to coach. We have no doubt that another A-pool championship was in the cards.
It was very tough to choose our most improved players and MVPs this year. There were a lot of options, but in the end, there could only be 4. Our MIP for the U19 boys team improved every year he was on the team. He showed full commitment to improving himself on and off the court. He and his new partner this year were dominant during friendly tournaments, and it's too bad that this is his last year playing for the Wolves, because he will be greatly missed. Our U19 Badminton Boys Most Improved Player Award goes to Jackie. Congratulations.
On to the girls U19 Badminton MIP Award. This athlete joined our U19 team as one of the youngest players. She was able to play with multiple teammates and even try singles. She worked extremely hard in practices and it showed as she became stronger and more confident each match. Our U19 Girls Badminton Award goes to Annie. Congratulations, Annie.
Congrats. On to our U19 Boys MVP Award. This athlete was a real leader on our team. He always led by example, and his dominance in the boys singles discipline was truly impressive this year. Winning almost all of his matches in practices and friendlies, he was very key to our team's success this year. Our U19 Boys MVP Award goes to Ton. Congratulations, Ton. Well done.
Last up, we have our U19 Girls MVP Award. This athlete was a true leader, a strong work ethic, and dedication to our team. She was a force on our team, dominating all of her opponents, and showed a true competitor spirit. Even though she had a temporary injury setback, she came back stronger than ever. The U19 Girls Badminton MVP Award goes to Rose. Congratulations, Rose.
Well done. Thank you.
Hey everyone, how's it going? We have Mr. Tyler and Mr. George. We're here to present the U19 Basketball Award, Boys Basketball. However, we have a few little small tiny awards to give out before we get to our big awards. And should we just get started there, Mr. George?
No, why don't you start?
Absolutely. So the first award is called the I Love My Mom Award. And it goes to a player who loves his mom very, very much. Congratulations to Caitlin. You win the I Love My Mom Award. We know you're going to give her a big kiss tonight. Thank you very much. All right, our next award, if you want to present it.
Oh, you're doing the next one.
Oh, that's true. Our next award goes to someone who I think we all know. You can often see them on the court doing this. Oh wait, sorry, better accurate representation. On the court doing this. The I Love My Biceps Award goes to Tin Man. Congratulations, Tin. You win the I Love My Biceps Award. Keep at it.
Okay, the next award, you guys have seen this throughout the season. It's the Call My Own Foul Award. And we all know who that is? Chris. Foul. That's not a foul.
Okay, so the next award goes to our player who probably ate the most unhealthy during the season or out of the season and had a little butt wiggle every time they shot. The butt wiggle and unhealthy eating award goes to Cody. Congratulations, Cody.
Congratulations, Cody. And the next one is the Perfect Field Goal Award.
Oh, wow.
And that award goes to, there's only one person on the team that had a perfect field goal percentage this year. 2 for 2. Surya!
Oh, thank you, Surya.
Me too. Next award, Shoes for Every Game Award. This player had a new pair of shoes for every single game that we played. I don't think he wore the same shoes twice. I don't think so. And you all know who that award goes to? Qua!
Well done, Qua. Okay, our next award, this is actually a pretty serious award. This is the Free Throw Award. And this is something we work on constantly throughout the year. And this is an award I think we're most proud to give. And the award for the free throw goes to no one! All we do is improve your free throws. You're all bad, all of you. Watch the girls play. Thank you.
Okay. The next award is the Gas Out Award. We have a lot of really good candidates.
Yeah, a lot of good players gas out this year, for sure.
So this was a tough one, but this award goes to We. Congratulations, We. You gotta work on that cardio.
And then final award is Too Fast in My Own Shoes Award. This is a player whose body would move way too fast in the breaking process on the court. Even though they're like a flash, we gotta just slow it down a bit. The I'm Too Fast in My Own Good Award, Ryan.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Congratulations, Ryan. So now we're going to kind of get into the actual awards. So our first award is the Most Improved Player Award. Now oftentimes players, the Most Improved Player isn't necessarily seen as valuable as the MVP, and that's not true. The most improved player is a player who worked their butt off in the off-season. They worked their butt off on the court every single day. And our player in particular, this young man, I haven't seen someone who's as driven and motivated to improve his game of basketball. A credit to him that he's able to go out there and show that he is next in line to be the MVP. And I can only say that I'm just sad that myself and Mr. George won't be around to see him set the league on fire anytime soon. So the award for the MIP, Most Improved Player throughout the season, goes to Kevin. Congratulations, Kevin. You earned every bit of that award.
Congratulations, Kevin. And that's back-to-back.
Yes, back-to-back, two-time MIP legend.
Congrats. And that's the thing, you improved so much last year and improved even more this year.
Yeah, I think the leading score so many times, just unbelievable.
Yep. And now for our next award, our MVP this year. He's not really the most skilled player in the team. He's not the fastest or the most graceful player either.
No.
He also isn't the best dribbler, the best shooter, passer, or rebounder of the team. None of those. So why did we choose him as our MVP this year? It's all the intangibles that he does on the court, day in and day out. He was the most consistent player in the team. He was a relentless defender. His hustle on both ends of the court is unmatched. When you watch him on defense, it's almost like he can read the ball handler's mind. He knows exactly what he's going to do next. He was a leader and a great example for everybody on the team. His hustle was contagious, and he made everybody he played with much better. Our MVP this year is Jackie! Congratulations, Jackie.
Way to go, Jackie. You earned every bit.
Okay, now on to the U19 girls. What can we say about the U19 girls? Dominated every game, didn't lose a single game. We were putting up 55 to 4 wins.
I don't think dominated is a strong enough word for what you girls accomplished on the courts.
There's no words. Quite possibly the most dominating performances I've seen in sports across the board, and not to mention that, awesome group of girls, always fun, always having fun, always hustling, motivated, and saw a lot of friendships develop. And I mean, we all know the answer. If the season ended and this COVID-19 thing didn't happen, that CSAC banner is hanging up in the MLC for sure, without question. So unfortunate that we couldn't play out the season, which was surely a championship dominating season.
As Coach Liam said, you know what? You came in every day ready to work. You weren't going to fool around. You pushed yourselves. So you showed, great teamwork that way, and the results showed when you played. And again, if it wasn't for COVID-19, there definitely would have been a banner hanging up in the MLC.
Absolutely. So on that note, it's tough to put that season behind us because we know how successful you guys would have been at CSAC, but there's nothing we can do about it. But for the record, in your minds, in your hearts, know that you're CSAC champions.
You're champions this year.
Yeah, I don't think those scores could tell any other different story when CSAC came along. It was an absolutely, unbelievably dominating season. So hats off to you girls for that. In terms of our MIP, this girl came in, had played a few sports, notably badminton. She's an exceptional badminton player. I hear that from Coach Matt all the time. But she was a little nervous about playing basketball. She wasn't really certain if this was her game, if she could really, fit in and play a role on the basketball team. But she decided to come out for a tryout anyways to see how she would do. And on a team of hustlers, she hustled the hardest. She was always giving it her all and always making sure that she put in 110% effort every practice and game. Got in there, got a few buckets during the season against some really tough teams. So the MIP goes to Rose. Rose win. Absolutely incredible improvement throughout the season for someone who just picked up basketball.
I think one of the big things that stood out for me with Rose, again, not necessarily your sport, but you stayed after practice even when the coaches wanted to leave, and you tried your best to get better, practice your shooting, your layups. You showed that devotion to get better, to learn. So great work. And we also cannot forget your cheers and chants.
Oh, yes.
Nobody wanted to be beside you in the huddles because you would just yell and take off their heads.
The piercing Wolves chant. Lovely.
So great job, Rose, and well deserved.
All right, moving on to the MVP. Now, this was a great signing by CIS, an import from Poland, and this obviously is going to Patricia, who was not only the best player, most valuable player to us, but really and truly throughout all the teams we saw in Saigon, probably one of the best players in the city. And this is, I don't say that lightly. Patricia was always dominating, hitting threes back to back like it was nobody's business. Those dominating performances we put up each and every game, undefeated season. Patricia played an incredible role in making sure that we sealed those games up early in the first quarter.
And it wasn't even just the dominating performance. Again, right? People like Rose wanted to learn, and Patricia was always there helping them and showing them, post moves or how to shoot, how to make a layup properly. So she's kind of also like an extra coach, teaching and coaching the girls as the season went along. So great job, Patricia.
Yeah, absolutely. So to all the girls, like we said, unfortunate the way the season couldn't be finished off, but always remember that in any other reality, that's a CSAC championship. So be proud and know that you were the best team in the city this year, and next year is looking very bright.
Yep. Since hopefully everybody's back next year, I expect that CSAC banner to be hanging up at the end of next year.
Good job, girls.
Great job. Great work.
That was so great. Thank you to all the coaches for the kind words, and congrats to all the athletes for always striving to their best. However, we still have other important awards to hand out.
Yes, the Athletes of the Year Awards.
This is a set of awards that we hand out to recognize the 2 student athletes from each age group, 1 boy and 1 girl, that stood out amongst a group of standouts.
The Athlete of the Year Awards are determined by a point system. Athletes, each of you got points for every team you were on, for being a top 3 finalist of your team MIP or MVP, for winning the MIP or MVP awards, for being a team captain, and for your team finishing first or second at the CSAC Championships, or you doing that as an individual.
Coaches, over to you to announce the winners.
We'll be introducing the U9 Boys Athlete of the Year Award. I have had the pleasure of coaching this boy in cross country. He's a hard worker. Every practice he came out and gave it his all.
This boy also participated on the track and field team, specializing in a powerful ball throw, which I was very, very fortunate to get to watch. We present this year's U9 Athlete of the Year to Kang.
Alright, so we're going to be speaking today about an incredible young athlete who succeeded in both the cross country and the track and field teams. So for cross country, I had the pleasure of coaching her, and she was a phenomenal athlete. She was always there every single practice. She was running her heart out, and she brought this positive attitude that really that resulted in her being a pleasure to coach. She succeeded at both tournaments we had competed in, and it was just fantastic.
This young lady raced for track and field, and she had a lot of positive energy. That's what I noticed at every practice she was in. She had a real desire to learn about the sport and to meet new people through her athletics, and I think she did a really great job throughout the season and brought some of our younger athletes together. And I really look forward to seeing what she can do next year if she chooses to pursue track and field.
So the MVP for cross country for the U9.
And the U9 Female Athlete of the Year is
Angela.
Very nice. Good work, Angela.
Congratulations.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. The announcement of the U11 Boys Athlete of the Year. And I could not be more excited and honored to be presenting this award today. The athlete receiving this award was not only on one, not two, but 3 sports teams this year, which is quite amazing considering we were out of school for about half the year. This athlete is an amazing runner, and I had the opportunity to watch him run for 2 years. And what is so special about his running is that he's not only a sprinter, no, he's also a long distance runner. And normally people are one or the other, but not this athlete. He excelled at cross country this year, but even more at track and field. We had an in-school meet, and he came first place in the 100-meter sprint, but he also came first place in the 400-meter sprint. And that is something that is truly rare, and you don't see that often. Not only is he a good runner, he's good at jumping. He came first place in the in-school long jump. And every practice, he would show up dedicated with a smile on his face. Now, I also had the amazing opportunity to work with him and coach him in the U11 boys football team. Now, something that's so special and unique about this player is that he can play every position, and he is good at every position. You put him in as a defender, and you know that ball's not getting past him. You can put it in a striker, and he scores goals. He scored multiple goals this season. But on that midfield, on the wing, running and sprinting up and down the side, he would sprint back past all of his competitors, time after time again. The most important thing about this athlete, though, is not that he is athletic and that he wins at competitions and he scores goals. The most important thing is his leadership and his ability to be an amazing role model. This student is always smiling. He always works his hardest. He's determined to give it his 100%. And I've seen it for 2 years now. I have seen so many people looking up to him for advice, looking up to him as a leader, looking up to him as an athlete, and looking up to him as a person. He is so kind-hearted. He is so fun and is honestly just lights up everyone's day when you interact with him. And I could not be prouder. And I know that he's going to go on and continue dominating the sports here at CIS and outside of CIS. And I can't wait to hear how he does in his future. I am so proud of you, and I'm sure all of your friends will not be surprised you're winning this award. So it's finally time. Give us the drum roll. The U11 Male Athlete of the Year goes to Bach! Amazing job, Bach! I'm so proud of you, and congratulations!
We're here to present the award for U11 Athlete of the Year. And I had the honor of coaching this person in soccer, and she was really great. Always came with a great attitude and sometimes even platform running shoes.
So this athlete, the best athlete, U11 girls in the school, always showed up to track and field with an awesome attitude. She was a front runner, tried her hardest, and won just about every race she entered. The award goes to
Isabella!
Isabella! Congratulations, Isabella!
All right, I think I turned it off there.
Yeah, that's off.
Okay, so Mr. Alex, U14 Male Athlete of the Year. So what does this award even entail?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of things.
So I guess like positive attitude would be one.
Yeah, when I'm thinking of who might win this award, the person definitely didn't really work with too many people, so they were positive by themselves.
Okay, sounds good. What else?
Well, they would have to have a consistent effort with their abilities.
Well, this athlete did have probably the most amount of soccer balls kicked at him during practice, and he actually probably had the most amount of volleyballs spiked at him during practice as well.
Definitely a good point. Yeah.
What about leadership ability?
Well, I would say they definitely showed off their skills, maybe a little showboating with the other people, definitely was a leader within our team.
Okay, alright, sounds good. What else?
Definitely would need some skill on the field.
Skills on the field. Well, he did save a lot of balls from going in the net, and he actually played 1 or 2 games with 2 bloody knees the entire time and was still able to save balls. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think that's pretty good. Sportsmanship for sure.
Well, he definitely didn't get any fights on the ping pong table for it. Got a little rough out there, but no fights.
Okay, that's good. You always get tough in ping pong for sure. Academic ability.
Let's just stick with the athletics.
Let's stick with sports. All right, I think it's clear who's the most deserving athlete of this award.
No one really comes close.
No one comes close. You ready to present it?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1.
So congratulations, Bush, on winning the U14 Male Athlete of the Year.
Well deserved, buddy, and I can't wait to see your potential for next season.
See ya.
Great job.
Hello again, it's with great excitement that I'm invited back to present the award for the U14 Female Athlete of the Year. This individual, the recipient of this year's award, is someone that I had the opportunity to coach on the U14 girls football team and someone that was also a member of the cross country team and the track and field squad. This recipient this year is really an athlete that embodies what it means to be a student athlete. One of those things is that they have amazing talent. This girl has raw athletic talent that allows them to be a difference maker in whatever sport they are doing. On the football field, if we had this individual there, we had a distinct advantage. They had the speed, they had the skill, and they have the work ethic to push themselves and make the members of their team around them that much better. This individual was an absolute pleasure to coach because they were also kind, which is another aspect of being a successful student athlete. Being kind to your teammates, encouraging them, supporting them. I never once heard them say a bad thing about a teammate. In fact, I must say that this individual is very hard on themselves, which may be another trait of a successful athlete. They expect perfection, they expect themselves to achieve a certain level each and every practice and game. Now, I think that she is too hard on herself sometimes, but she is an amazing person, an amazing athlete, and it's with great pleasure and honor that I get to name the recipient of the U14 Female Athlete of the Year to Daisy. Congratulations, Daisy. I couldn't think for a better fit for this award.
This year's Male Athlete of the Year exhibited a wide variety of intangibles, qualities that cannot be taught. Of his many qualities, including competitive drive, leadership, and high skill level, his most impressive attribute was his awareness. He was able to see plays develop before they happened, anticipate and react, often winning points for the Wolves. He wanted to win. If the ball touched the floor, there was a good chance that he was hitting the ground right behind him.
When you think of the best athletes at the highest level, they all possess similar traits and attributes. A few of these are desire to be the go-to person under pressure situations, the will to elevate those around them and to improve their level of play, a passion to not only win the game, but to play the game as well as it can be played, and a resilient and unwavering attitude to always fight back. Our Male Athlete of the Year had these in spades. And although on occasion I noticed him miss one or two easy open layups, he brought something to the court every game in practice that inspired not only his teammates but his coaches as well. If I were to not only create a model high school athlete, but I would also model a person after this as well. I'm so proud of this incredible young man.
The 2019-2020 U19 Male Athlete of the Year is...
Jackie! Way to go.
We'll now be presenting the U19 Female Athlete of the Year Award. I had the pleasure of coaching this athlete for the past 2 years on the U19 badminton team. She always gave 100%, whether in a practice or in a match. She was a true leader for us, always willing to lead warm-ups, help with drills at practice, and help her teammates improve by teaching them and offering advice. Oh, and she also happened to crush pretty much all of her opponents.
I've had the pleasure to teach and coach her this year. I remember her coming to the U19 girls volleyball tryouts. She said she has never played volleyball before, but she would like to try out. She was definitely a beginner and had a lot to learn. During every drill, she listened and she worked her tail off. I really didn't know what position to put her into. She was too short to hit and too short to block. But man, does that girl hustle. She had hustle, attitude, and determination. Skills you cannot teach a player. Every practice, every game, she just kept getting better and better. Before we even made it to the middle of the season, she became a force to be reckoned with. I couldn't afford to have her off the court. I had her playing 3 different positions just so that I can always keep her on. Her serves were a weapon, and I think badminton helped a lot with that. In that span of 2 months, she transformed herself from being a beginner who had no clue how to play the game to a player I can't imagine not having on my team. I'm so happy I took a chance on her.
We proudly present the U19 Female Athlete of the Year Award to Rose.
Congratulations, Rose. I'm very proud of you, and you definitely deserve this.
Well done.
Congratulations to this year's Athletes of the Year.
Before we turn it over to Mr. Zinger for some closing thoughts, I just want to say on behalf of the Athletic Council, thank you to all athletes, coaches, teachers, administrators, and support staff for uniting our community in sportsmanship, perseverance, and initiative. We made friends that made us cry and smile. We made a team that shared tears and joy. We created a family with tolerance and growth. All of us together.
Go Wolves, go! Finally, to end off tonight's award ceremony, we would like to welcome our Athletic Director, Mr. Zinger, to share a few words with us.
Thank you, Jackie and Annie. And an extended thank you to the Athletic Council for their support in making tonight happen. I had a tough time deciding on what I wanted my message to be to you, the athletes, this year. The past few months were not easy or ideal for anybody as we navigated through the world we now live in. Our world has changed, and I hope that our appreciation for it has changed as well. If we learned anything from the past few months, I hope we learned to not take our everyday lives for granted and to embrace the freedoms we enjoy. We now know how fast life can change. For me, that change hit the morning of Monday, January 27th. I checked my phone first thing, as I always do, for all the latest sports news pop-ups that gather on my phone throughout the night. Never once thinking that one morning the top pop-up would be the breaking news that my sports hero of almost 24 years had been tragically killed. Kobe was my guy, as I know he was for many others. He was our MJ. I think as young athletes, it's important to have sports heroes. Someone that you can look up to and admire. Someone who's doing what you're doing, but on the biggest stage. Someone that you can strive to be like. Someone that fuels your passion for the sport you love. You study their moves, you wear their jerseys, you know their stats. You want to be like them. I can't tell you how many jump shots I've taken in my life that coincided with the word Kobe running through my head. Kobe with the long O sound and the extended E sound at the end. Kobe fans know what I'm talking about. But all those Kobe jump shots didn't make me who I am today. I am who I am today thanks in large part to my parents. They're my real life heroes. They sacrificed so much so I could try to be like my sports heroes my entire childhood. They're the most hardworking, loving, and supporting people I know. When you're a kid, you take all that for granted though. So if the past few months have taught us anything else, I hope that it's also taught us that life is short and we need to cherish and embrace those around us that we love and tell them how much we love and appreciate them. What's happening around the world right now could very well be the war of our lifetime. And it's a war against an enemy we cannot see. And the soldiers on the front lines of this battle aren't wearing camouflage. They're wearing blue and white, and they're risking their lives on a daily basis so that we can have hope of living ours normally again, and in some cases living at all again. Healthcare workers around the world should be everybody's heroes right now. I hope when we do start playing sports again that we return with a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the sacrifices made by the healthcare workers around the world so we could have the freedom to do what we love again. Now before I turn things over to Miss Cheryl for the final word, I have one final award to hand out tonight. First though, I want to express my sincere appreciation to the 19 individuals that stepped up and coached our 191 student athletes this year. You all go above and beyond any contractual hour obligation that you have, and you do so with so much passion and energy after a full workday on a consistent basis. If our student athletes are the heartbeat of our athletics program, you all are the backbone. Except for you, Tyler, because I know you want to be the biceps. I've been doing this for 4 years now, and every year I can't help but smile at the group of individuals we have coaching here. Thank you so much for another great year. Sadly, it's also that time of year when we have to say goodbye to so many great people. George, David, Tyler, Morgan, Nick, and Liam. You are 6 very different individuals. But what you have in common was that each of you brought so much to the CIS co-curricular program, and I can promise you that it did not go unnoticed. And I can never thank you enough for your contributions over the years. You all will be truly missed by everyone here. All right, on to the award. For this next part, I have to give full credit to Jason Hare, the famed director of the incredible Michael Jordan documentary that has taken the sports world by storm. His iPad move is legendary, and I'm totally stealing it right now. Traditionally, the Coaches Award has gone to a departing coach with at least 3 years of coaching experience here at CISS, and whose contributions to the athletics program stood out amongst a group of standouts. This year is no different. However, this year's award is going to someone who's not a coach in the traditional sense of coach of a sports team, but for the past 6 years, she's been our coach here at CISS. No one has worked harder. No one has given more time and energy. No one has led us more passionately while still always having our backs at the same time. And no one has impacted so much positive change in so many different areas of this school system than her. She will be missed by so many in so many areas. To her, I say a sincere thank you for the unwavering guidance and support she has shown me personally over the years. And on behalf of all of our coaches and student athletes, a big thank you for the dedication to helping and supporting us grow the CISS Athletics program. It is with great pleasure that I present the 2020 Honorary Coaches Award to Dr. Cheryl Freeman. That's for you. It worked! All right, now for real, over to Miss Cheryl for the final word. Take it away, Miss Cheryl.
Thank you, Mr. Zinger, for always giving me the opportunity to close this ceremony. So, in thinking about the closing remarks, I thought, what about wolves? What do we know about our mascot, the wolves? So what do you think you know? According to Google, wolves in a pack go everywhere together. They sleep, hunt, eat, and even play together. By all accounts, they are the perfect team. They are intelligent, caring, playful, they educate their young, they take care of their injured. They have both unlimited patience and never-ending curiosity. They have robust strategies and a careful plan. They are unwilling to quit. And they have a desire to work as a team. So no wonder the Wolves are the CIS mascot. Throughout this evening's broadcast, we have heard from our coaches, and they are celebrating many of these same traits in our athletes. Athletes who are intelligent, and playful. Players who never quit. And above all, individual players who put the team ahead of themselves. Over and over again, CISers talk about the feeling of family. We have seen this bonding in our Wolves packs, our teams. Over the past months, we have missed sport, not just for its competition, but for its camaraderie, for its connectivity. We have missed the pack. But the Wolves have patience, and the Wolves will not quit. We have missed the game, but we'll be back with the same tenacity. And as Zinger has said, we will hope to be grateful, to show gratitude and greater appreciation for what we have in our community with each other. My congratulations not just to tonight's MIPs or MVPs, but to each and every athlete, each of you who is proudly a member of the pack. And the last words, however, go to your coaches, those men and women who themselves know the power of sport, the value of working hard, of playing harder. They know the impact of an encouraging word, and they are sportsmanship in the victory of winning and in the heartbreak of defeat. Like all the Wolf Pack, the coaches educate their young, and they care for their injured. They provide both pressure and support for their players. They push their limits, they hone their skills, and they are always ready for the next season. And to their leader, the leader of the pack, who is already establishing the 2020-21 coaching roster, who has spent countless days and nights for this evening's broadcast to ensure that this celebratory moment will not be lost to COVID. My personal and professional thanks to the leader of the pack, Zinger. His leadership is everywhere in the athletic program, from recruiting coaches, encouraging athletes, providing for health and safety, organizing coaches' meetings, first aid training, representing the school at CSAC, and building an incredible support team. To the Athletic Council and their advisors, Ms. Sam and Mr. Eric, for their work tonight and throughout the year, to all the staff who work behind the scenes to support our athletes and our program, to our ASO, our operations manager, Ms. Wynn, to facility services, Mr. Tai, to transportation, Ms. Trienne, and of course our biggest fan, Ms. Gleisy. All of those people coached by the leader of the pack. Congratulations to each and every one of you. It has been my proud moment to have been a member of your team. Thank you.